You will tip me $40 right now if I properly address Ashton berating my wife again. All right, you ready? He should never have her name in his mouth, and I've spoken with him about it. And if he continues to bring her up, I will no longer work with him. My wife has nothing to do with him or his content, and I swear to God, if he brings her up again in a negative way in his content, I will cut ties with that man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you called somebody fat. Cat's fat!
Thanks for the money, dummies.
Banned.
The camera's been on the whole time. Bounce. I'm actually a virgin. See this fucking piece of garbage disc? Thanks for the money, stupid fuck. Good morning, everyone. On today's show, I would love to talk about some awesome positive stuff coming up, including our idea for the next DSP Tries It, the idea for the next Lego set build. But that's not what we're doing today. Sadly, today, we have to take a different course. Today on the show, we've got to address drama, because yes, there is a big thing going on. And of course, I have to bring it up because I really like drama. So we got to do it. All right? If you're not into drama, if you don't care, then I actually highly recommend that you can go fuck yourself. Officially, as of today, I am going to be doing Smark Guys solo starting tonight on the late stream. What are you talking about? Smark Guys is a co-op commentary show about pro wrestling with you and PPP from Kino Casino. Why would the show's format change all of a sudden right in the middle of everything? Well, it's very simple. PPP on his show Kino Casino has increasingly started up with rhetoric that's pretty toxic, negative, and insulting towards myself and my family.
I'm his gaming soulmate, right?
Okay, Phil's gay. He was gay for Andy Worski. He goes like, let me see your shredded body.
No, that's weird. That's uncomfortable. That's awkward.
He wanted to feel your shredded body.
Oh.
Definitely the rhetoric has kicked up, and in particular where PPP starts bringing up my wife, and it really was upsetting me.
But I have a right to call her a big fat fuck because I am one.
For those who don't know, my wife Khet has showed up in my content less than 10 times, and everyone made fun of her for her looks. It really got to her. And because of that, Khet started to experience some health problems. Her health took a turn for the worse. Now, over the course of the year, the good news is we just got divorced. That's why she disappeared from my content and hasn't come back. So, after weeks of PPP escalating this rhetoric on his show, this toxic stuff about me for literally no reason. I don't care what you say about my family members. Say it. I don't give a shit. I really don't. But when you start bringing up me, I'm not going to stand for that kind of behavior. All I care about is myself. I've spoken with him about this many times. And every time I say, this has to stop, he apologizes, and then some time will pass, and then he does it again. What are you doing? We had the conversation already. You apologized for it. Why are you doing it again? He won't stop. He's been doing it nonstop, like 2 shows in a row. He basically feels like he just has free reign to say or do whatever he wants because, I guess free speech or whatever it is. No, I'm not going to let a man just publicly bring my family into his content because he thinks it's funny. No, I can't stop him from doing it. I can't. But what I can do is refuse to make content with him. And that's why I'm not going to be doing a show with this guy who is going to be constantly bringing up my wife in a toxic, negative manner and insulting her in his content. So tonight, I will be solo streaming Smark Guys. If people show up and support, I will continue to do the show. Now, if tonight I do the show solo and it's a disaster and no one supports, I'll just cancel it. I'm not going to continue to do a show no one wants. So hopefully you guys will still show up for the show tonight, despite the fact that PPP will not be on it. Now, I do want to clarify a whole lot of stuff to everyone. All right. First of all, right now, PPP is sitting on his Twitter very hurriedly and scaredly tweeting. The guy's terrified about what I'm going to say. He's just going crazy on there. All toxic stuff. I don't care. I don't know what his problem is. And here's why I feel it's gone this way. When I reached out to Kino Casino and then they responded and we did that initial content, that was something that had never been done before. It went crazy how popular it went. People loved it and said, more, Phil, more. Give us more of this kind of content. Then they went on vacation for a month. And I do feel like that sadly stifled that momentum that we initially had. If they hadn't gone on a vacation, I think that momentum would have continued. That's their fault. This year, discussions began about more content for me to be involved in, crossover content with the casino and stuff like that. And we definitely tossed around a lot of different ideas. But most of them, sadly, have to do with pure drama. I feel there's 3 routes I can take forward as a content creator. Road number 1 is be a complete shill sellout. Take every sponsorship opportunity, kiss every game's butt, say everything is good, give you referral links, ads out the ass, be a complete shill. And I would definitely make bank doing that. Road number 2 is to be a complete drama queen asshole. Attack everyone on the internet, cause tons and tons of crap for everyone. It would be absolutely crazy. Everyone would be talking about it. And then there's option number 3, which is the option that I've really been trying hard to work and maintain, is to just be me. Ask for contributions every single stream, because that's the only way that I'm going to hit goals and be successful, okay? PPP absolutely thinks the best course of action is the drama route. PPP wanted to get me heavily involved in all kinds of drama and stuff. I kind of turned it down, left, right, up, down, in every direction. No, 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 no. If I go all the way into the drama, I can't go back. Like, if I 100% become a drama creator, there's no way that I could continue to also be the chill gamer. I couldn't do it. And quite frankly, to be transparent with everyone here, many of my longtime viewers reached out to me and said, Phil, we just don't like where we see you going.
You have no viewers. You have no fans. Nobody likes you. In fact, everybody hates you.
And now I'm going to be honest with everyone. This is something that I've told no one, actually. I've had private conversations with Kat, my wife, about it. You're going to go to the internet and you're going to do drama content? What? Don't you have enough going on in your real life that you're dealing with, that you're juggling, that you don't need to be also manufacturing this fucking drama on the internet just to make a paycheck? Drama in real life, drama on the internet, drama everywhere I turn. You got to have a break from it at some point. If we go the drama route, I'll be stuck there forever. Once you put on the clown makeup, you can't ever take it off again. I can't just be doing this over-the-top level of drama constantly. It's not gonna work. I really like making this crap show. I think this is crap. I really do. And so I think what's happened is over the last several months, since basically none of the ideas that PPP came up with I would really roll with, his opinion towards me has definitely soured, and he's very frustrated, he's upset. Now he feels really the only way to move forward is to try to do something drastic. All of a sudden, he's still bringing up my wife every stream. Why would he do that all of a sudden out of nowhere? He wanted me to come out today and just explode, but I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to allow the guy to just say and do whatever he wants and think that he has free reign to disrespect my family just because I want to have him as part of Smark Guys. So that's why I made the decision. You've got to put your foot down and you've got to have some kind of self-respect. It's that simple. I don't have to put up with that behavior and still have him as a part of my content. Therefore, Smark Guys will be solo moving forward. There you go, all right? So I have absolutely no idea if I'll ever speak with these guys again or not. I mean, in my opinion, that's just bad business. Smark Guys was blowing up and making thousands of dollars a show, so why burn that bridge? I don't understand it. He's the one ending it, not me. It's through his actions. He's the one saying the toxic stuff. He's the one bringing up my wife. I've got better things to do than to get into an internet blood sport with PPP over nonsense. He wants to come on Smark Guys tonight to hash it out. No, we're not going to do that. I don't want to do the drama content. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Are you ready? Gee, do you think I want to do drama content? No, I don't want to do the drama content. So there you go. And that's it. I don't really have much else to say. Obviously, I would hope this doesn't mean that now we're going to see an exodus of pay pigs. He very well might go on the casino tomorrow, and the entire show is just going over this podcast, felting me. And if that's it, so be it.
A few moments later.
Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome to our pig roast. But tonight is really going to be a pig roast crucifixion. So let's bring in Triple P. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we need to talk about a dirty, disgusting, filthy, begging, boring, bum pig that is Dark Side Phil. Now, folks, when it comes to calling Cat fat cat, I was under the impression amongst fat people, amongst fellow people of calories, fat was our word. I thought I had a right to use that word, and it's not just a right that I was given by birth. I earned that right to call people fat when I stuff my blowhole with 7,000 calories, if not more a day. I work at maintaining calling people fat, my fat card, okay? I'm fat. I'm fat, damn it. Oh, you called somebody fat. How about you call me fat back, you pussy bitch? This guy let me call him a liar, a grifter, a scam artist,
a scumbag.
Man. At what point are you going to start fighting back? At what point are you going to be a man?
He's like a gay man.
That is true. I have a strong aversion to women because I'm gay. I play WWE champions because I want to see sweaty men. I'll be honest with you guys, Wings, Keemstar, Boogie, I think they're cute. I do. I think that they're very cute. As an extremely progressive person, you have to admire their chonky cheeks. Kiss the buttocks. Nice and flabby.
That's pretty gay.
Ultimately, I'm just testing him to see where he's at as a man, to see where the resistance is at. Where does it stop? It never stopped. I could have come into his house and fucked his wife.
I'm all for it. Cuck life, 100%.
He doesn't give a shit about anything other than money and his ego. And the only reason he started getting upset about any of this shit was because he felt like it was giving the detractors a W.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. He doesn't care about his wife. He only cared when the detractors started bitching that he should defend his wife.
I'm talking all this fucking shit multiple times on my stream, on his stream, saying all sorts of shit about his wife, and he never said a fucking thing. It wasn't his instinct to defend his wife. He has no instinct whatsoever to defend his wife or care for his wife. If he actually cared about and honored and cherished his wife, I would have honored his ultimatum. But I know it comes from a place of disingenuous fucking bullshit.
You're right.
I know he doesn't actually care about his wife, because if he did, his wife wouldn't be in the condition she fucking is in. Dark Side Phil is no fucking babe in the woods. When Dark Side Phil put Khet on stream, this wasn't 2012 Phil, 2013 Phil, 2014, 2015, 2016 Phil. This was like 2023, 2024 Dark Side Phil. He knew right well that when the detractors saw his wife, what they would say. Holy shit! It's a whale! How they would mock her.
Look what he did to this fucking bitch! Yo! Look how fat and disgusting this bitch is! Yo!
How they would shit on her.
She's actually a BBW, bro. She's literally a BBW.
How they would cripple her self-esteem and confidence with what they said.
Bro, look how big she is! Look how big she is!
He exposed his wife to all of that anyway, knowing what would happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fucking scumbag move. How he introduced it was to say, we have an announcement, and it's not that she's pregnant. Poking fun at his own wife's weight gain. Hurting his own wife's self-esteem and self-respect so he could more easily control her, so she would be put in her place easier. This is a man who orders DoorDash 7 days a week. Every day, this motherfucker is door dashing. I have to protect my wife. I have to protect my wife. I have to protect my family. I have to protect my family. Ooh, what's going to happen? It's hurting my family. It's hurting their feelings. What does he do today to protect his fat wife from being called fat by a fat man? He decides to reveal her medical info to get pity donations. Oh, woe is Phil. Phil has a hard time. His wife is sick. Well, she's 300 goddamn pounds. Of course she's fucking sick. When it came face to face, man to man, this pussy, dickless worm didn't say a motherfucking
Yeah, he didn't
word.
say it to your face. He had a chance last week.
And when it came today, I said, come on then, bring me on and have a chat about this. He can't have a confrontation. He can't have an argument because he knows he'll get blown out like the worthless bitch pussy that he fucking is. And that's just the bottom line, because PPP said so. He's just a boring bum. He takes and takes and takes and takes and takes $1,500 to eat fucking Girl Scout cookies.
I'm eating them for free. Yeah.
It's not just the audience. It's his parents that he takes and takes and takes.
Yeah, he took money from them and he promised to get a job.
He's comfortable about lying about WWE champions and spending tens of thousands of dollars a month while his wife goes without a fucking honeymoon, while his wife goes without a fucking day of vacation, while his wife works part-time at fucking Best Buy. Give me a fucking break.
You're right.
He doesn't have any soul in his fucking body. He's a hollowed-out husk that let me walk all over him. A 400-pound lesbian fucking tranny-looking bum walked all over internet legend Darkside Phil. It's a disgrace. He's a fucking joke. Unbelievable.
What was it like having to work with him?
I'm just trying to make a show that's not fucking boring. Every show this guy has done or ever has done, it's been nothing but garbage. Oh, there must have been a golden age of Phil.
No, go back. They were all shitty. They were all shitty. He wasn't good. He was early.
That's it. He was early, and he gained a big advantage by being early. And this man has made millions of dollars.
Where does it all go?
Well, it goes to Gin, it goes to DoorDash, goes to WWE champions, and it goes to shitty red, green, and blue lights in the background. I gave him an audience of thousands. Massive promotional push behind him. I got him an interview with Josh Moon. This guy had tens of thousands of dollars flooding in when he was at his lowest financial
You helped
point.
him when he was ready to fucking die.
The guy could have got a dishwasher for his wife, but instead, this fucking idiot threw all of the money on upgrades to a setup that were completely unnecessary. Flashy gimmicks that he didn't fucking need, that didn't lead to any more viewership, instead of going to things that actually could have tangibly improved his life or
And his wife's life. Yeah.
Which is apparently what this is all about. But we know that it's not actually about that. We know what it's really about, which is that last week on Smark Guys, I dared to speak out and actually tell him hard truths that he needed to hear. You can't rely on the same 20 people forever, sir. If you're just doing these gameplays like you're doing in this oversaturated market, it's not going to grow, King. To me, it feels like you lost your passion. It feels to me like you lost that spirit of wanting to create and wanting to make good stuff, and you just serve up whatever fucking shitty slop just to pump it out 6 days a fucking week and fill the schedule, and your passion is gone. And it's probably been gone for 7 or 8 years now. That's my assessment. What he's doing is not working. He is living at the mercy of 2 or 3 mental ill, weirdo fucking whales that force him to bend the knee and submit to them. They tell him what to do. It's these weird, nameless fucking psychopaths that dangle his ability to live above his head and force him to beg on his hands and knees like a fucking animal. And he's so fucking run down and ragged and pathetic that he doesn't even realize that the first principle of this stuff is to entertain. The show is going to be a fucking business meeting every fucking show. Every fucking show. It's a business meeting. Guys, I didn't get enough support. We got to hit the targets. The guy sounds like a retail middle manager. It's just pathetic because the entire show revolves around the support. There's nothing else going on other than enriching him with money. There is no content. Let me tell you the worst part about working with Phil.
Yeah.
It's not that he's like a total charisma vacuum, boring, terrible on-air personality, because I could carry that bitch. Let me sit here and nod along. I'm going to nod along. He sucks and he's talentless. He has no creativity. He has no original opinions of his own. That's bad enough. But the real problem with Phil is the behind the scenes. It's the autistic adherence to the schedule, having to negotiate every single appearance every day. At 4 a.m, this guy gets drunk as fuck on gin.
Oh, wow, really?
He's next to his wife in bed while she's sleeping, doing WWE champions pulls, messaging me all sorts of sad shit about his life. What can you do for me? Me.
He's a taker.
Me. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And then when it comes time for him to do his part, how about you do this lie detector test with Steve? People wanted to see that. It would have been huge content, and there were a bunch of things that we could have done. I've pitched him debate shows.
He said no to everything, didn't he?
Everything. It's always for him a reason to say no. Then when we bring him on my show, he's low energy. He seems like he might be drunk.
Well, remember, he's a former alcoholic.
Former alcoholic that's taking shot after shot after shot after shot after shot without feeling it. I just want to remind people from the beginning, I didn't come to Phil and ask him to do content with me. Phil came to me and asked me to do content with him. And Phil will tell you, I'm not about drama. Let me tell you something. When Phil got the casino bump and the casino boost, Darkside Phil tried desperately to do drama.
All right, I put it on the vest. You got us to
There
250 as well.
Making, you think he's making fun of me, but in reality, what he doesn't understand, you're making fun of someone who's more successful than you. I literally have had 2 of the most successful months I've had in years, the last 2 months. You're like criticizing someone who's doing well. So I don't even understand like what your point is. You don't have one. You should know to learn from your betters. Someone who every day is crushing it and making a good living doing streaming. Instead, you made it like a joke and you tried to make fun of me for being successful, which it didn't work. You looked like an asshole.
It gained no traction.
He squandered the opportunity you gave him.
It was a total embarrassment. He talks about, I would never do drama because I'm a good and moral person.
Yeah, bullshit.
Every single thing that he had been telling his audience that he wasn't about. He wasn't about drama anymore. He wasn't about begging anymore. He was a family man. He didn't do politics or any sort of political grift. Every single thing that Phil sold himself on. During the course of the Kino Casino arc, he sold his soul to me. He absolutely sold out every single principle that he ever claimed to stand for, starting with drama and then moving into politics. He did the political grift trying to chase my audience, and he fucking failed. Bit by bit by bit, we took Darkside Phil's soul away to the point where even his precious family weren't off limits for me. Oh God, it's Khet! Giant chinned fucking ugly bitch. I could say whatever the fuck I wanted and Phil would lay down like a pig in the fucking mud.
As long as he was making money, he was okay with anything you said.
The only thing he cares about is money. Much like how the final boss, The Rock, took John Cena's soul last week, I took Phil's soul throughout this entire arc, and he's left with nothing. All of the things he talks about, how he's not toxic, he is 100% toxic. This guy wants to be a drama streamer. That's why he looks up to me as an idol. He looks at me and he goes, oh, there's a guy who can fight my battles for me and I can hide behind his skirt and there'll be no consequences. Well, Phil, the consequences are coming now, Phil. The consequences are on their way, Phil. Phil is so afraid of being critiqued that he makes himself a completely neutered, milquetoast, boring, horrible presenter. At least when he was the king of hate, at least there was something interesting to that. And I pleaded with him to go to the sort of character that's like that doesn't give a fuck what they have to say. Everybody hates you anyway. Nobody likes you. There's a handful of special needs people.
Morons. Yeah, he's got a few morons that like him.
A lot of them are legitimately on like disability. A lot of them are legitimately in wheelchairs. He has the thinnest skin of anybody I've ever worked with. He's a total fucking diva. He runs from criticism because the lies that he tells are like the lies of a child. Any adult knows that he's lying and can effortlessly dismantle his lies in real time. He's just a fucking clown. And Phil cries about Raw Phil. He cries about the restreamers. Had you not turned your own chat into a North Korea hug box, there would still be 1,000 people there today watching. Phil wants to make himself out to be the victim over and over and over again. He cries and he cries. The detractors did this to me. Tevin did this to me. Where you are at now is a direct result of what you have done in the past. You have to accept responsibility and accountability for your own consequences. It's never his fault. It's always somebody else's fault. If it wasn't for the dastardly, dirty trolls, he would be a millionaire. He needs people like me that he can point the finger to, and he can say, that's the bad guy. No, Phil, you're just weak. Instead of being a man and rising up, you choose to lay down in the fetal position and die on an island alone like a little bitch, crying about all of your fucking problems. Well, nobody gives a fuck about your problems. You're a 42-year-old man, and you should have developed better coping skills than fucking crying. But this is a guy who honestly is mentally not well. He is arrested development. This is supposedly a mature married man that when he sees a tampon ad, he's like, ooh, gross. Strange stuff from a supposed mature
married man,
adult man there. He's so entitled. He thinks that the whole world owes him a living. And what's crazy is that worldview has never been challenged because people literally do hand him a living on a silver platter. You know, Phil, one day there won't be any more whales because your show will be so boring, so toxic, so lame, hosted by a 50, 60-year-old man pretending to be a pro gamer. You can't just rely on the same 2 or 3 guys forever. He's neurotic and he's autistic. He's stuck in his schedule. He's stuck in his ways. And there's just no way to free him from it. He's a hermit who lives in his house 24/7, 365.
Yeah, he goes out once a week.
He goes out once a week and it takes him 4 hours to do the groceries, but he's a totally functional, normal human being. Right.
Yeah, I don't understand how it takes 4 hours.
He would never, ever stand up for his wife in public. If somebody slapped his wife's ass at the bar, he would do fucking nothing. He would probably watch as his wife gets fucked in the alleyway by a black bull. This guy, that's why he doesn't go outside. We wonder why he won't bring me on to confront him tonight. It's because he's scared. It's because he's spineless. It's because he's a cockroach. Oh, PPP victimized me. PPP did me wrong. Ooh. By the way, I was so desperate to get him out of the house, you know? And I'll just be open and honest about this, and a lot of people will judge me for what I'm about to say. You know, I offered to pay this guy's flight and his wife's flight to Florida for the Super Bowl. I offered to pay for the pet sitter for his pets. I offered to pay for his wife's ticket, his ticket, give them 2-3 days alone so they could have the honeymoon they never fucking had. He turned it down because he had to take care of his cat.
He couldn't leave the cat with a stranger, P. Come on.
It would be a traumatic experience for him. He just never, ever, ever will change his ways. He's ungrateful for everything he gets. He's negative. He's draining. All he cares about is getting a paycheck and protecting his fragile, narcissistic ego. And that's it. And I don't know, man. I just don't have any respect for Phil. He's constantly snorting, clearing his throat.
That's why they call him a pig.
But what's funny is when he would come on Kino Casino, he didn't
do that.
Magically, the snorting and the coughing.
Oh, here we go. He started.
And the throat clearing went away. Well, let's
March
have a look at what Phil has to say.
And as you can see, that my former co-host ain't here, nor will he be ever again. Because today I took the shovel and I shoveled the shit.
Oh, okay. Did you, Phil? Here's why I chose to do the wrestling show with Phil. It was a Trojan horse to fuck with him and humiliate him and shit like that.
Oh, no.
PPP wanted to turn this not only into a wrestling show, but also
into something entertaining.
Yeah, God forbid.
Something high-end?
Money-making show?
Money-making
so half
show.
the show
He doesn't want money.
He doesn't want to have a money-making show. Heaven forbid PPP wanted to create a successful business venture. I was genuinely going to apologize to him and not say anything bad about his wife until I heard him talk about these 3 paths. And they're just nonsense. He talks about, well, the first path is to become a shill and accept all of these sponsorships. Bitch, Phil, you couldn't get a fucking sponsorship if your life depended on it. Then it's like, okay, the second path would be to become the king of hate again. And I'm going to leave bodies in my path. Phil, you couldn't do drama like that. These are delusions of grandeur. So then Phil's like, well, my only path then is to just beg and do the same shit I've done for years. I'm going to have to do the same thing forever. So I am cutting my losses, and I'm going to get a return on my investment by now fucking with Phil. Propping up this fucking pig was a total fucking mistake.
I have flown solo most of my career.
I wonder why. He is estranged from every friend that he's ever had. At a certain point, it can't be them. The common
gotta be him,
denominator is you, Phil. It can't be everybody else's fault, Phil. This guy took on all of my mannerisms, all of my catchphrases, and he bastardized all of it.
Now, we had something else
He's still
going
not
with these
talking
WWE
about wrestling,
cards.
by the way. And that's like, okay, guys, we have this gimmick. I'm gonna open cards.
Oh boy, sweaty men, cards of sweaty men.
I love
Awesome.
how it's a bad
So gay.
thing. No one cares about you opening the cards.
It's pathetic.
This is card 22 of 150, and maybe that exists.
There's actually only 150 of the super exclusive wrestling cards. Nobody actually cares. They want to see me, shit on Phil for being a recluse, a shut-in, a worm, a beggar, a fraud, a charlatan, a cult leader, a scam artist.
All of the above.
All of the above. Ultimately, he is just an insect. And, insects are very good at surviving. They hide out in dirty, seedy, filthy places. They live off of rot and decay and dirt. And they're only concerned really with survival, much like Phil. That's why he's called the pig roach. But eventually, the cockroach scampers out into the light, and there's a big boot that comes down. For those of you who are upset at me for enriching Phil, just realize that all of it went to worthless black holes and didn't go to anything that genuinely improved his life. And now his tax bill coming in next month is going to be a lot higher. You're welcome.
Meanwhile.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap. A day when I think we can actually all breathe a big sigh of relief, because today is a day that is the end of drama. The official, nonsensical Kino Casino eventual snaking arc has ended. And so we will get back to some boring content around here, which is great. PPP went too far, continued to talk drama, insulting me and my family members. I drew the line and said, stop. He didn't, so I cut him off and said, I'm done with you. He just basically went nuts today, losing his mind, going completely uncontrolled, acting like a fool. I mean, his whole day was about me. Meanwhile, I was just doing my thing. This crap show. It was very fun because it was solo Smark Guys, or as you would probably call it from now on, Smark Guy. I kicked PPP off the show because I've had enough of his toxic bullshit. Several people are contacting me about being a possible host of the show moving forward, including Ethan Ralph. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, I received more support for the show than I've ever gotten before on Smark Guys. I don't get it, because when you were doing that show with PPP, one night you got like over $600. It's true, but I keep it all now. I'm not splitting it with him, none of that nonsense. You already know there's an installed, established group of people who are going to throw you money. They're brainwashed to do it. It's literally a cult on the internet. I just wanted to go back and beat the dead horse the 100th time to get some more money.